Whilst adapting to modern-day life in Washington, D.C., Steve Rogers' Captain America finds himself questioning everything he stands for after an attack on S.H.I.E.L.D. leaves him and fellow Avenger Black Widow on the run from the dangerous Winter Soldier and an unknown force. On the run, they must defeat the threat and uncover the truth of a government conspiracy that threatens to change the way national security is handled. The Russo brothers, who are probably best known for making cult television comedy Community, have created a political spy thriller-like film that's almost like vintage 70s spy films. Yet the moral points and subject this film also tackles feel so modern and relevant in today's society, tackling things like fear of terrorism, mass surveillance, etc. I've always heard people commenting that Captain America is boring, mostly because he's the do-gooder Boy Scout. This film thrives on the fact that Captain America is such the Boy Scout. You see, Captain America's duty-bound honour and moral code clashes with his S.H.I.E.L.D. counterparts. His ethics of freedom and liberty is what leads him to stand up against the idea of mass surveillance and control that is being developed by the shady government figure Alexander Pierce, played by Robert Redford. Scarlett Johansson is effortlessly watchable as Black Widow. She showcased really great action, and the more and more I see Johansson's performance, the more and more I really want to see a solo Black Widow film. Who knows, maybe a Paul Greengrass directed Bourne-style thriller would be a fantasy film pitch I would put forward. As one of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s best agents, she starts to also feel a moral conflict throughout the film as she starts to see more and more S.H.I.E.L.D.'s deceit. This film also showcases Samuel L. Jackson as Colonel Nick Fury. He is more heavily involved in on the action and has a lot of great moments throughout. To reveal anything about the Winter Soldier would be a spoiler. So, all I will say is, the Winter Soldier is probably one of the best Marvel villains they have created in the cinematic universe. His intimidating presence was almost Terminator-like. We genuinely felt a sense of vulnerability for Cap as he fought him. Anthony Mackie was great as the Falcon. He served as a brilliant sense of comic relief and even forms a friendship with Captain America. They share a bond in the sense that they're both war veterans. The action in this film is incredibly well shot. They looked fun, brutal to watch, almost Bourne-like fist fights as well. One of my favourite fight scenes in the film's in a claustrophobic elevator fight scene. There's also fast car chases, gun battles, there's some kind of action for everyone. It's obvious that the love for this craft is shown through the Russo brothers. Marvel doesn't need to make a team-up movie like The Avengers or Guardians of the Galaxy to be ambitious. This film takes a very bold risk that changes up the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe thereafter, and in a way, it really does pay off. I can't say anything else because that will give away spoilers, but let's just say the Russos have paved the way for future Marvel films to follow. Captain America: The Winter Soldier may just be probably my number 2, 3, maybe even number 1 favourite Marvel Cinematic Universe film. It's my favourite Marvel sequel and probably standalone film. It also makes up for the somewhat underwhelming first movie, and it shows how to make the Boy Scout superhero brilliant. Maybe DC and Warner Bros. Can take note for future Superman movies. All I'm going to say is, I cannot wait to see what the Russo brothers do of Captain America 3, Civil War, which is out in a fortnight, and Avengers Infinity Wars. I am giving Captain America the Winter Soldier a 4.5 out of 5 stars.